The great leaders that I've seen, they don't threaten unless they are ready to act.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that President Trump is ready to act. And so maybe it'll turn out all right. He's the president. I'm not. But I don't think that some of the great leaders that I have admired would have taken that same path.
Is he ready to deal with North Korea, in your opinion?
I don't know how you deal with North Korea. That's the problem with what he had to say. If we meet with fire and fury, they still can launch those rockets from across the DMZ and strike Seoul. And I'm telling you, the catastrophe of that would be, incalculable.
So what is Senator John McCain's red line with North Korea? What did they have to do? Did they have to physically push a button for us to attack them? What is your red line, Senator?
My red line would be to sit down with the Chinese leadership and say, look, American and South Korean viability is at stake here. You have control over North Korea. Now, you put the brakes on them. They can shut down the North Korean economy in a week.
But haven't we tried that, and it hasn't worked?
We have tried that because the Chinese haven't done that.
Right.
And if the Chinese don't do that, then what do we do? Then we have to start taking actions, trade, other things against the Chinese.
So what is the dictator's, what do you think his long-term goal is? Is it just to extort the world out of money like he has before? Does he really want to take out South Korea or anybody else?
I think his goal is to maintain a nuclear capability so that anybody who tries to overthrow him would be subject to nuclear weapons. That's, I think, what his long-term goal is.
So just to be crystal clear, Senator, you do not stand with Trump on this warning to North Korea. This is the wrong way to do it.
I just don't think that's the way you attack an issue and challenge like this. It's not terrible what he said, but it's kind of the classic Trump in that he overstates things, The president and leadership that I admire, that I've had anything to do with, would not have said that. They would have picked up the phone and called the Chinese and said, look, we're dead serious now. They can attack the United States. Now I'm serious. If you don't do something to restrain them and do it immediately, there will be repercussions. That's the way I think Ronald Reagan would have handled it. But at the same time, you stand up for freedom, democracy, all of the things that have been pillars of America for the last 200 and some years.
How dangerous is this new report from the DIA? That they have the capability and the long-range missiles that they've been working on could hit the mainland of the United States. Did
Chicago,
it go from
Phoenix, L.A.?
Absolutely. How dangerous is this? Has this gone from 0 to 10?
I think it's very dangerous, but I would point out we have been wrong in the past a couple of times. We have not had a perfect record, but I think it's serious enough that you have to take it seriously. That it may not be right, but I think that it's enough credence there with our intelligence that you have to take it seriously.
On a scale of 1 to 10, now that we know that maybe they have a nuke that they can put on a missile, and you add Trump's rhetoric and a threat, how are you ranking this on a 1 to 10? Is it a 10?
No, I'd say 6.
It's only a 6?
6 or 7.
Why does it feel like it's way more than a 6?
Because Kim Jong-un realizes that a confrontation he cannot win.
And you said he's not crazy. You don't really think he is crazy. You think it's all about him just self-preservation and him making sure he's not overthrown, and not that he wants to kill everybody in the world.
And maintaining his status as one of the world's leaders, frightening everybody. Look, his ego wouldn't fit into this room, obviously.
Right.
But I don't think he's crazy, which means that
you could deal
he loses a confrontation. But the cost of a confrontation, as I just said, is horrendous.
Hey, Meghan McCain, what do you think of Donald Trump's fire and fury statement? Did it go too far?
I mean, I agree with my father that I've long since given up on trying to interpret what he's really saying and if there's really, if there's really backbone with that. But I would have preferred something a tiny bit more diplomatic. But I'm not my dad is much more someone you want to ask about that than me.